Let's go! It's time! Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we united up. Drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Finger bottle, never stop it. So the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Lawman, joined by the early brew crew fellas, the Iceman, and Greg Luther. What is up, my boys?
Screw Emmett Smith.
When I said we were going to talk running backs and
talking Joe Mixon.
Even bring up Emmitt Smith. I said that.
No, I'm continuing on from yesterday, damn it. You guys thought you saw Savage yesterday. Wait till I got what's in store for today.
Oh, God, I'm scared
Good
now.
Lord, I'm not ready for this, Jeff.
I wasn't either. I thought we were going to slowly cook and burn up to this.
What have we unleashed with this guy?
What did we do?
This is our fault.
He's got his bat ready.
I'm ready. Let's go hunting.
Oh, God. So no free agency news, really.
What the? Hey, let's hear all the fake fans say, oh, what is the Bengals doing right now? They're not doing anything right now. Come on, guys. Let's hear it. I'm ready to hear it. Let's all the fake fans out there say it. Right?
Damn, Greg. I just want Foster Moreau.
I want Foster Moreau.
That's all I said. But you know what?
And I like Mixon the restructured contract. Oh,
hey, guys, to quote Jim Carrey in Yes Man, patience is a virtue.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Bengals fans don't have that.
No kidding. You don't need to tell me that. I'll tell you guys this last week. I saw it on Twitter. Then I had a buddy of mine text me, man, all the Bengals doing is sitting on their ass, and that was just the final straw. I just came at my friend like a bat out of hell and all that. And he's like, are you mad, bro? I'm like, well, hell yeah, I am and all that. But I apologized to him later. But that was just the final straw with me, with everybody.
You came at him like a spider monkey, just like, ha.
Yeah.
All right, so this show I titled Talking Free Agency because, man, have you been on Twitter lately? The Joe Mixon conversation is heating up, boys.
Blown Twitter up. Bengalverse is blown up today about Joe Mixon.
And I'm like, I feel like it's like, you're on this side or you're on this side. And I'm like, why is there sides? We're all Bengals fans. And, we can talk about this reasonably. I know that's not so fun. I get it. It's not fun.
It's Twitter. You're supposed to have an obnoxious view this way or obnoxious view that way.
And you're supposed to tell the other people to fuck off if they don't agree with you because their opinion is shit. Because it's just opinions, people.
Exactly.
But anyways, so let's irrationally bitch about it to each other and with anyone in the chat that wants to hop in this conversation.
Sounds
Joe
good.
Mixon.
Hey.
Dude, $12.7 million this season at running back.
You can't pay him that much.
Why are we talking about this? Why is everybody talking about this? This should have been solved a month ago. This is ridiculous.
Well, honestly, I think that if we would have signed P. Ryan, like the Bengals wanted to, we would have cut Mixon. But since P. Ryan left for the same amount of money to Denver, now the Bengals are like, okay, we have to try to restructure Joe Mixon. Is my opinion.
That's something that no one is talking about.
No one's talking about that.
They basically said, P. Ryan got 2 years, $7.5 million, and they said the Bengals were right in that same area, wanting to keep him, and he wanted to go to Denver for other reasons.
Yeah.
Well, it tells me if they were going to pay P. Ryan over $3.5 million, whatever they were going to end up doing, almost $4 million, a season, that they were thinking, okay, here's a guy we can trust. Plus, they still had the draft coming up. Plus, they had already brought back Travion at that point.
Yep.
So it makes me think maybe they were leaning toward trying to restructure at minimum Joe Mixon's contract. Now, the P. Ryan deal didn't happen, and I think that the Bengals have gone, okay, now how do you not piss Mixon off like a little bit is what I think, regardless of our own thoughts on if I think the three of us at least think that we'd like to see it restructured. He's 26 years old, and if he's going to be pissed off about a restructure, which is understandable because he'd be in that. I said this before. He'd be in that huddle, and he would be looking at guys who are now making his money, and potentially in his eyes. As a man, I would understand why that would frustrate you. Yeah. Like, hey, I signed a contract with you.
But from a business point of view, which they all say this is a business and they all say they understand it, you cannot pay. Well, you can, but most teams would not pay, and Joe Mixon won't get this money from anybody else. Nobody's going to pay him this for what he's done. Now, he had his best year as pass receiving, his down year for rushing. He cannot pass block. That's why he's not in there at the crucial times in the Super Bowl and the crucial times in the AFC Championship game. Piron was. That should tell him right there.
And I'll throw this out because, deep diving now, since we're talking about running backs and all this PFF stuff, because I know it's not be all end all. I say that all the time, but it's a source and it's something to discussion point wise. P. Ryan had the 4th highest pass blocking grade. Jamal Williams, who we kind of wanted. This is where I think the Bengals kind of had their eggs all in the P. Ryan basket.
They weren't ready to pivot fast enough, I don't think. But go ahead.
Because Jamal Williams was right behind him at 5th best pass blocker. And Devin Singletary, who just signed a $3.5 million deal with the Texans, was 6th. So at like 73.2 pass block was his grade. Now, Mixon's pass blocking was 34.9. That's not good. But I'll tell you. So all these people that want Austin Eckler, though, I hope you don't expect him to pass block because his grade was 29.9 on there. Of course. So I just don't. I thought about saving the money, this, that, and the other before the process because I would have been like, give me a Jamal Williams and a guy in the draft. Give me a Devin Singletary and a guy in the draft.
Right.
Yeah. And saving the money would have been the big thing. It wasn't because like, hey, personally, I hate Joe Mixon or.
It's not personal. We all love Joe Mixon.
Oh. I think he's been great. He's going to be turning 27, I think, by the time the season starts. Not saying that's old. That's still at a young age, but we know how running backs can start to decline. We have said he had his best year receiving in this offense and stuff. I still think there's a value to him. That's why we said if we could restructure. We'd be all for it. So I don't want to put words in you guys' mouth, but I'm just like, if we could have restructured, great. If not, maybe you cut him to save the money. But the dead cap hit, which I tweeted this, 5.5 this year, where it's going to be 2.75 next year on a $13.1 million salary. So maybe you keep him this year, especially the way free agency's played out and everything, depending on the draft still to come.
You might have to.
You might really need to, and you hope he has a great season.
Yeah. And the thing is,
I think he gets cut next year then.
Right. Well, I asked you to look this up, and Travion did not have enough snaps to grade this. But I'm pretty sure Travion is a pretty good pass blocker. So the thing is, you might, if you keep Mixon, which it looks like they're going to keep him, you are going to have the exact same situation you had, except Travion is going to take over for what Piron did, is what I think. And I think they're going to draft one in the draft. I mean, you might be like 5th round or whatever. So that's where I want them to restructure him. That's what I think they're trying to do it. I don't know if it's going to happen. But the thing is, Mixon also said at the end of last year, I want to be here. So he knew that there was a chance that they could cut him or whatever.
Okay. Now, I'm glad to have this because I was unclear on it I thought the 5.5 might have been after a post-June 1 cut, but it's only 2.75 this year after a post-June 1 cut. So even more reason where you would think that's almost $10 million you could have saved. But at this point of free agency, I mean, yes, I guess you use the money for somewhere else, but will they do that? Who knows?
Well, hopefully, signing Joe Burrow, T. Higgins.
I'm just saying. So that's
Austin
kind
Burrow,
of the thing, right?
It'd be nice. You're still waiting for that, Bengals.
And a lot depends on this draft. But Greg, do you have a strong opinion? Which Greg, you have a lot of opinions. So,
all right,
what are your thoughts about Joe Mixon?
The thing with Joe Mixon, I mean, look. I get why a lot of people liked him. He was great with the kids, great with fans, great team leader. You can't ignore that. He did a bunch of great things. This is just a business decision. Simple as that. This is where it sucks between business and friendship and all that and stuff. That's just how it is. $12 million. Name me one team that would pay him what the Bengals would be paying him this year if we did not restructure or anything. Name me one team that would have paid him.
And if you look at the contracts that the running backs are getting in the offseason, I know that there's not a Mixon even out there. But what did Miles Sanders get?
Less than $12 million, I can guarantee you that.
I probably have that somewhere in all my stuff. But
like $2 million or probably. I'm just saying
I feel like it was 6 or 7 a year. I don't think it was like 12.
Look, I'll just be straight up with you. I've told you guys this. I really just wanted even if he was wanting to take a pay cut, I just want to kind of start over at running back. That's just my honest opinion. We have so many other.
They can't start over at running back now. Unless they just go to draft them. And all right, just say that they take Bijan at 28, which Dale, you looked up his pass blocking, which that's what we keep talking about pass blocking. His isn't even that good.
Well, it's 59, which that's what I mean. It's solid, but like Singletary had a 73.2 pass blocking, and he just went for $3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Now the difference is he's all around. He can do everything.
But I slowly warmed up to the idea of opening him taking a pay cut. I mean, here's what I feel flat say to Mixon. Look, we want you here. I know you want to be here. You're not going to find this anywhere. No other team will pay you this. This is what we. This is
let's just say they cut him.
Yeah.
Then what? Who out there are they going to sign?
Well, you know what, Dearness Johnson. I know, like a couple people we talked to. I like him. I would be willing to roll the dice on something like him that hasn't gotten enough chances. It's full of running backs. I'm willing to start from scratch. Travion Williams. I'll be honest with you. Every time he came in, he did a great job, and he can pass block. I wouldn't be upset if Travion Williams had a big role.
So this is a good question.
I've said this a couple of times. I can't even remember the last time they restructured.
Yeah, I don't know. Have they? Is that a thing they've ever done?
I'm sure they have in their 60-something year history, but I do not remember.
So, no, act like I don't know this. Tell everybody, what's the difference between restructure and taking a pay cut? What's the difference between those two?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the restructure, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, restructure, you can extend it. You still have the same money. You just spread it out farther.
Put it farther.
If you take a cut, then you're cutting. You're taking less money. That's restructure. It could mean anything. You restructure however you want.
Mixon. Like I say, it just doesn't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make any sense to pay him 12. Like I say, I just don't know why we have to keep having this conversation over. This should have been the most, in my opinion, this was the most simplest one to get to be.
Again, I'll go back to my point at the beginning of this. I think they thought they were going to get Pirine, and that's what screwed them up.
That threw everything off.
I don't think they had a plan to pivot fast enough.
All right, they got essentially a new contract, so it'd be like almost releasing him and then signing him for cheaper.
Yeah, which he takes less money. Like I said, restructure, you can extend them longer with the same amount of money. Just spread the money out.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna get on Twitter and argue either way about it. Like I like Mixon if he's here.
I can't spell good enough to do that anyway.
If he's here, I will support this. I'm just going to state my opinion. I'm not going to be mad if he's back here or not. I trust what management wants to do. I trust management 100%.
I'm fine with him being back here, just not at $12 million. I would
prefer
him to be.
It's just not. Can we agree that's realistically not going to happen at $12 million? I think that's.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm starting to think that it could.
They could bring him back. Yeah, I'm not saying.
Especially if you free up Jonah's money and you're, more replacing that position in the draft with a rookie contract because we saw Cody Ford got a vet minimum 1.08 million was his.
Well, I know we're covering running backs, but I want to get Cody Ford's contract. So that's a very, very team friendly. Does that tell you both that we could still add another line? Well, in free agency, possibly add another lineman.
I don't know.
Jonah, I think it's more of if this is what I think. If Dwan Jones or somebody is at 28 and they still have Jonah, I think they've take that tackle, and then Jonah Williams is in play to make a trade for a possible second or third round pick. That's kind of where if they're going to do anything, that's what I kind of think they're waiting to see. I don't think they want to give up Jonah Williams unless they've got somebody who they know they can put at right tackle. Just
better give Greg his kudos first.
Exactly. Yeah, give Greg out there.
No, like I say, people out there that want to keep Mixon, that's fine. I understand that. I mean, everybody has the right to their own opinion and all that. I was just wanting to start all over. That was just me personally and all that. If you disagree with me, I accept that. If he's back, I fully support this.
Which Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
okay,
that's a guy who the Chiefs have still held on to, but I feel like he's going to be cut at some point, whether it's now or it's after the draft. And that's the thing. There could be a running back or two pop up after the draft that somebody cuts, and we want to snag. And that could change this whole conversation again, right? We say that, well, there's not really anybody out on the market now. So,
right.
And plus, maybe you wait until after the draft. So there's just a lot. Like, it's hard to just draw a line in the sand right now on March 21st, over a month before the draft.
And the thing is, you have Jonah Williams. That's still in play to get draft picks. And the Bengals love extra draft picks. So they get an extra draft pick, they get him off the books, they get somebody at right tackle. That could be another running back that they pick later in the rounds because they had a higher second round pick than they thought they would. So I mean, there's so many things up in the air that could happen right now. It's
I just don't think I don't. We may not have an answer till after June 1st because I think I keep getting told if we wait till after June 1st, we could save a couple $1 million. Is that correct? If that happens,
well, you can designate a post June 1 cut.
Yeah, but like my point was, I know a bunch of running backs have already been signed. I'm just saying there's still so many options out there. That's all I'm saying.
What if they did this? What if they cut Joe Mixon and signed Zeke?
That's going backwards in my opinion, but.
Well, if you want pass, it depends what you want. Pass block. If you want a guy that's just going to pass block, because 61.4 pass blocking grade compared to Joe's 34.9.
Right, he's a better pass blocker, and that's what we said all along. We need a running back who can pass block. So
Zeke is one of the best pass blocking running backs. Dale, thank you for pointing that out. You are right.
I said it first. He just had the numbers. What the hell?
Well, I told Jeff before the show.
Jeff, I don't pay attention to you or whatever.
Did you?
I didn't tell you Zeke, but some of the others.
Oh, Zeke, I knew myself. Point for Jeff. All right, let's go.
Because the guy I like is Jerick McKinnon. He's going to turn 31. He's still on the market. But I looked at his pass blocking grade. It's 28.6. It's worse than Mixon and Eckler. So I was like, well, maybe not so much. His receiving grade is 78.6. He had 55 catches for 513 yards. And we know that Kansas City, they don't, they rotate their backs, and Isaiah Pacheco or however his name's pronounced. He got a lot of carries and a lot of play in their backfield. So I don't know. I mean, it's just, what do you want? Do we have to have these guys block? Like, could we actually just?
I mean, we can do. I mean, look,
the right tackle situation settled with the left tackle.
We can do what we did the last 2 years, where we have Mixon as your number one, Pirine come in, which will be Pirine to be Travion. And I mean, that's not horrible. It's not ideal. You want your running back to be able to be out there in third down, but we haven't had that since Mixon's been here.
It's kind of why, I wish the Foster Moreau thing would get done, because he's a good pass blocker. He's not a real good run blocker, but he's a good pass blocker. So if you got a Foster Moreau plus a good line, do you really need your running back to do as much blocking as we've seen here the last couple of years for the Bengals?
Especially if we get the pork chops guy at 28, right?
Michael Mayer has been a better blocker than Darnell Washington.
Yeah. So, I love pork chop, but if they pick between Michael Mayer and Washington, they're picking Michael Mayer.
But guys, my question is this: how is it that Foster Moreau is still out there? Dalton Schultz and all these others are signed. What is he waiting for? Do we think? I'm trying to think. Why is he taking so? Or is it the Bengals that are taking long?
Maybe it's money. Maybe it's just money. Guaranteed money.
Greg, honestly, if we knew the answer to that, this would be the most popular Bengals podcast ever. I have no idea what they're waiting on. I wish I'd heard them get it done.
Which this was in the works, but the Cowboys re-signed Dante Fowler to a 1-year deal.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to find any depth necessarily on the D-line. Well, I haven't seen that we're interested. We haven't heard about any visits or anything like that. And I know it's something we said, if we could add something, that'd be nice. But
you know what? What if they come out of the blue like they did with Orlando Brown? What if they come out of the blue and said, we're signing in Dockway? I would almost forget about the tight end. If we got in Dockway, I would forget about the tight end almost and be happy. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's still 27 coming off a 9.5 sack season last year. So, yeah, I would be all for that too.
Yep. I mean,
But I still want a damn tight end, Greg. We've got literally peanut butter. That's it.
No, I know we have peanut butter.
We keep telling you. You know who they're coming. They're going to bring back as their number one tight end.
No, don't say it. Don't
Your
say it.
Favorite guy.
I don't want a sample of this.
I've heard that name too much. Let's just not say it.
Don't drew me into this.
So right now, the rest of the Bengals running backs, which, like I said, Mixon's 26, going to turn 27. Travion is 25, just signed a 1-year, $1.25 million deal. We expect him maybe to have a bigger role, or worst case, he slides back to the number 3 spot, depending how everything shakes out. And he's a good special teams guy and your kick returner. Mm-hmm. The next guy on the roster, which we've all had high expectations for, he hasn't really lived up to them. Going into his 3rd season, he is also 25, so he is not far behind in age from Travion and Joe Mixon, which is kind of weird to think about. But Chris Evans, so he's on a $940,000 contract this year. He's still got another year on his rookie deal as long as he, stays around, whatever, they don't cut him. Do you expect anything at this point from Chris Evans?
I don't know what to expect. I mean, I was so excited. The plays that he's made they've been few and far between. They've been great plays, but he's not out there that much. So they don't trust him, obviously, and they haven't trusted him the last 2 years. So I don't see why the hell they go, all right, Chris, there you go. You're up now. You haven't played that much the last 2 years, but buddy, you're going in. I don't see it. you know,
buddy.
I mean, I don't know.
Biggest history. I think the biggest question we fans had all season with the Bengals, honestly, was why isn't Chris Evans getting involved? Why isn't Chris Evans getting involved? That was probably the biggest question. Nobody knew, but apparently he just wasn't working out in the offense.
Last year he got hurt. This past year he didn't get hurt. He just didn't play.
Well, he ran the wrong route a time or two in the games, and it seemed like the coaches were very frustrated with him. Oh, yeah. And then we don't know what's going on in practice, but that's another thing you would think. But I would just think hey, if we put you on the field and, it's your whole second season, it's not like this is your first season here. You shouldn't be making these mistakes, especially in the NFL game. You got to know what you're doing. And if he's not going to, be that prepared to do that, and they've just lost all trust in him. So that's the thing. It's like, do you even keep him around at some point? But he's on that rookie contract where you got – I know right now.
Right now they have to. They don't got 3 running backs. So they have to keep him right now. Well,
now,
honestly, I can see him if they draft 2 running backs in the draft. I can definitely see them getting rid of him. If they draft, they just said they take 2 in the draft. Yeah, I can see Chris Evans being gone and like he keeps saying restructuring Mixon, but I don't know if they're going to or not.
Sometimes you can even find an undrafted free agent. I mean,
True.
We've done that before.
True.
So who knows? But I want to throw this in with Mixon before we kind of switch up to the draft a little bit and some of the running backs and that. Mixon was the 6th best pass receiver grade-wise for PFF. That's how good of a job he did receiving.
That's what killed. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because what killed you. Everybody keeps acting like Mixon had this terrible year. Yeah, he did not have a terrible year. He had a pretty damn good year. His yardage wasn't as good, but pass catching, he was awesome this year.
Right. Best year as a receiver he's had with the Bengals, and I think that would improve again this year.
Right.
I think that's the thing. I think a lot of people are not like, hey, we like Mixon. We'd like to still see him come in here, and we know that he's not a bad player. He's solid player.
That's what's driving me nuts. People act like he's ass. I'm like, he's not ass. He's a good player.
But it's the money.
I know.
It's $12.7 million and $13.1 next year.
I agree with all that. That's why I wanted to restructure him. I was like,
Strawberry, I like you, man, but you're not worth $12 million. I'm sorry.
I am worth $12 million. That's why I make all this money on this podcast. Yeah.
Joe said career high 60K. Joe, who is a co-host of the show, but never co-hosts the show.
Just like Arrow.
Just like Derek.
Me and Greg are on the show.
I got 2 arrows. Yeah. I got these 2 have their own shows. They're on the show every day with me. God bless them.
Do what I can do.
Now, anything else running back we want to talk about roster-wise? Any free agents that you guys like? I know you mentioned your guy, Dearness Johnson. It just seems like there's no one out there. Singletary was kind of one of my last guys I would have been interested in.
Moreau really it for me.
Running backs, Jeff.
Running backs. Oh, my bad. No. Running backs, no.
I'm trying to. No, I'm really trying to think. No, I mean, like I'm sure there is someone. I'd have to really look at it, but no, not really.
That's why we're going to keep Mixon.
We're mixing. I mean,
that's where I'm like, we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him until at least after the draft. If they draft 2 running backs in the draft, then maybe they cut him. I don't know, but hey, Mixon, I don't think he's going anywhere until after the draft,
unless we trade for Derrick Henry, right?
Oh God, I'm not trading Derrick Henry.
My buddy asked me that. I'm like, you would pay Henry. You mean to tell me you pay Henry almost? Say if they even said they wouldn't pay $60 million, you would pay Henry like $8 or $9 million. Well, yeah, man, he'd come in at times on a certain place. You would pay him $8 or $9 million.
You know how much tread he's got on his tires, dude?
Yeah, that's what I was telling my friend.
He's getting to the point he's going to start going down.
Grade wise, he was a good pass blocker too. That kind of I didn't know that. I know he's a big son bitch, so you would think maybe he
but
it's not.
The tread he has, he was like the only. Isn't he like the only running back literally in the league that they rely around him in the running game? I think he literally is. So I mean, that's a lot of that's nothing against Henry, but it's just I would never pay. I'm sorry.
Plus, we like him on the other team because we have been able to shut him down better than most anybody else. So we don't want to sign him. We want to play against him.
Exactly.
Yeah, back to work, Joe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever, Derek. Go, Derek. All right. So I was looking at the draft, and I'll just say these are ranked by pass blocking grades because we're talking where we lost P. Ryan, who was 4th overall. And then that's one of the biggest knocks on, I know the contract, but the biggest knock on Mixon is the pass blocking grade.
Yep.
So now college to NFL, I know that's different too, especially I would expect these to not be as good typically for a running back in their first year, but they're not that good anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I did not shit myself at work, Crypt Keeper.
Why did you tell us private?
Wait, when did this happen, Dale? I haven't heard the story.
I'm getting ready to read this stuff, and my eyes glance, and it's like, I did not come home early. I get off work around 2:45 and I race home. Do a show for you people. By you people, I mean Greg.
Yeah. Wait.
Just for Greg.
What?
What about me?
I don't know.
Give me respect around here. God.
Yeah. All right. So Cameron.
Read the list. Let's go.
All right. And there's some people who I was like, I don't have them ranked, so I didn't put them at all. So he's number 2 overall in this draft class. Whoever was first, I was like, I don't even have them anywhere on anything. I didn't write it down. But Cameron Peoples, who I have as like a 7th round guy, but still. 80.6 pass blocking grade. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Played at App State, so competition level a little lower. Now, receiving wise, so I wrote down pass blocking and then receiving.
Yeah.
No, the kid out of Appalachian State, you said?
Yes.
Oh, that big. I asked you about him, didn't I? That big, tall running back coming into the draft.
Yeah. So that's this guy. Good pass blocker, but receiving wise, he's 51, which is 70th out of all the running backs. So he's not known for catching. So it's what do you want? That's why I wrote down both of these because, obviously running grades matter too for a running back.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're a pass-heavy team.
Yes.
So I wanted to.
You got to be able to catch the ball.
Yes. I just wanted to
If you're a running back, you should be able to run. But we got to make sure you can catch the ball and pass block.
Especially with next thing coming up being the draft. So this will just give people an idea. And I'm not saying this is just PFF grades. It is what it is.
Right.
So the next one on the list of guys I've scouted, 6th overall for PFF, pass blocking grade, 67.4. So a big drop already from that. Roschon Johnson from Texas, who has been the backup to Bijan that we've talked about as like 3rd, 4th round guy. Yeah, I'm on him right now, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, I meant to ask you.
But a really good pass blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we know he has good size. I think he's like 6'2", 6'1", 225. So he's one of the bigger backs.
Where is he projected to go as far as
around the 3rd or 4th round, I think. So,
okay. And
anytime I say 3rd, I think anywhere from 3rd to 5th.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's right where I think the Bengals are going to be looking for a running back anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do anything any higher than that.
I like Roschon.
I'm good with him. That's right.
But that pass grade is good. He doesn't have a lot of tread on his tires.
Yeah, because Bijan was there.
Yeah. Which one thing was like, oh shit. It was when Ricky Williams was in college, and he was, this. Was it the Saints that traded their whole draft?
Yeah. Well, they would have traded the whole draft to the Bengals, but Mike Brown said no.
Also, Texas, strangely, by the way.
Yes.
Priest Holmes went undrafted that year. Priest Holmes went on to have an amazing career.
Yes, he did.
So, Roschon's not going undrafted.
No.
But it's just kind of weird that you got, such a guy like Bijan is, and it's Texas again, and Roschon could end up being, I'm not saying he's Priest Holmes, but I think he's going to have a good career.
But just reading these numbers off, this tells me why. I'm like, at this point, I think the Bengals, as far as running back, are trying to restructure Mixon, and they're going to look toward the draft because I don't think there's anybody out in free agency that's worth.
Yeah.
Maybe mid rounds, right? Like as I keep going through some of these names.
Right.
So, Roschon Johnson, how good is he as a runner and a receiver though, other than blocking?
Well, I've got his running back grade or his receiving grade here is 58.1, which is 46th overall. So it's not great. It's not awful. It's not. You'd obviously want that to be better, especially for the Bengals. But and let me see. I might have some more here on this other paper. So Roschon overall, he had an 82 grade on PFF. So solid, but behind a lot of other guys, honestly. All right, so the next one is a guy I like a lot from Illinois. Another one that I think we took him in our last mock draft, not this past one. Chase Brown.
Yes.
So he's 7th overall, pass blocking 65.1, receiving 62.1, which is 32nd overall. So there's another guy who kind of, if you're talking about in the middle of both.
Right.
He honestly, okay, well, we got another guy from a small school coming up in a couple, but Chase Brown is right up there as far as was able to do both. And he was very productive at Illinois.
What was his 40 time?
Oh, God.
You ain't got that? Okay. I don't know.
You guys are killing me, man. I try to remember a lot, but I wrote down all of this. I have this focus today, and now you guys are trying to give me 20 other things. Damn it, I get no help around here.
That's what we do. I'm helping you out right now.
And I got too many papers. It's just growing too much now that I can't keep track of it. And I need you to fill airtime when you want me to.
I can fill airtime. Greg, let's go. Let's discuss how bad Barry Sanders is.
I'll discuss that. I'll discuss to you how bad you are as a podcaster.
Oh, damn!
No, Barry Sanders. Look, that's who I grew up watching.
Clip that.
What's that?
Clip that.
Clip that. Yeah. No. Barry Sanders, though. I mean, goddamn, man. You just look at his highlights, man. I mean, I'll never forget that one highlight I saw where a guy thought he was tackled and he looks right behind him. It's like, where the hell did he come from and all that? So Barry Sanders, man, I'm sorry. Look, there's many great types of running backs, but Barry Sanders, man, was just so fun to watch, in my opinion.
Now, Joe coming in, he obviously didn't go back to work.
Yeah, there you go.
The Chase ran a 4.43. What a Roschon
run. Yeah.
Because I wrote down relative athletic scores. I didn't write down 40 times on these notes. So Roschon was an 8.09. Like I said, big dude, around 6 foot, 6'1", 225. And then Chase Brown, 5'11", 215. His RAS was 9.62. Plus, you throw on top of that, he was productive, good pass blocking, and then a solid receiving grade. Not great, but solid.
And really, the only projected first-round running back is Bijan. The rest of these guys are at best second. I doubt second, probably third, fourth round. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I think the Bengals are going to draft one or maybe two in this draft now.
Now I'm going to continue on. Sean Tucker's next for pass blocking. Syracuse. I think it was somebody sent us. He did his own workout yesterday, and he by all accounts aced it. So
he killed it compared to what everybody else did.
Yeah. 40 and all that. Was that the guy that did that? Yeah, he ran a fast 40 and all that.
Yeah, he outlifted everybody and everything.
Yeah.
His vert was higher than everybody else's.
So we got 4.58 for Roschon. So not the biggest speed, but you're talking about a guy who's a little bulkier, a guy who's a little better pass blocker. You almost have that trade-off a little bit. Obviously, I would have loved if he would have ran a tick faster, but. And then Tucker's his receiving grade is 56.2, which is 53rd. So not great, but I don't know that he was asked to do that a lot at Syracuse.
Right. They were more of a running team, running offense. Tucker collected. Joe, you're supposed to go back to work.
See, he's my stat guy. He's working, and he's
both of you guys are my stat guys.
I just got too many. I've got too much between free agency and this.
It's a
the
lot.
Past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Now here's one that I know a lot of people are super high on, which I have like a late second to early third round grade on him. Is Tyjae Spears, 61.4 pass blocking and 73 for his reception.
That's my guy. That's who I like.
No, Tyjae Spears. I mean, I've heard. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't been discussed like in the second or third round. I just hear his name popping up like crazy.
It's all because they don't take running backs high. That's where I'm like, I'll be shocked if these guys, other than Bijan. Bijan might get dropped to the second. Who knows?
Well, Strawberry, didn't he do you remember watching him against UC at all last year?
I do. That's why I like him. I hated him then, but yeah, I'm like, I saw the dude play. I mean,
yeah.
He also he crushed it versus, was that USC or who did they play that he had a really good game? That's a bigger team.
Oh, it was a bowl game.
Was it USC?
No.
You sure?
Did they play?
I thought it was USC.
You might be right. Maybe it was you. Did they play you? Is that who they played in the bowl game?
Yeah, and maybe. Spears ran a 4.47. He was great at the Senior Bowl against good competition. You know, and he had a good combine. I don't know if I've got his.
But the thing is, just say if you draft two, just say they draft two of these guys, then I think you cut Mixon. Honestly. You know,
I didn't have his Raz because he didn't do a couple things.
Just Greg, just look at it this way: if they draft two of these guys, then you cut Mixon, then you get what you want. You start all over in the running back room.
But that's when you'd want to have another pick, like for Jonah, right? Another pick,
right? That's
fourth and a fifth rounder, or a third rounder, and you know what I mean to do stuff like that,
right?
No, Dale. The Army, the kid out of Appalachian State. I just remember watching him. I mean, he stood out. I mean, that dude looked like the freaking defense, like an edge rusher or a linebacker or something out there compared to all those little guys out there. I mean, that's someone I would like to look into in the later rounds.
But I think we'd all be happy with Spears. Like, what's the earliest I say? I mean, does he get there till the end of the third? Because I think we've had this in the mock draft.
I'm not taking a running back until the third. That's just me. I mean,
Strawberry, I agree with you too. I would not do second round. I don't care if people say Bijan or even Gibbs. I know a lot of people are high on. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Will he make it to the third round? I don't know because that kid is.
It's the end of the third is the problem too.
Right. Well, that's the problem with all of our picks. All of our picks out there at the end. That's why Jonah Williams comes into play. Get more picks.
Yeah.
His pass block grade, Stranger, was 61.4. So, I mean, 14th overall in all of, college football for draft eligible running backs. That's damn good. And then on the other side of it, receiving wise, because you want a guy that can catch passes, he's 9th overall with a 73 grade. So you're talking about, but that's the one I was talking about when I said, here in a couple of guy we like, it was Spears.
Yep. Right.
And the way he just nailed the process and everything. It's like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if he was there at the end of the third, I would have a hard time.
Oh, I'm taking him. If he's in the third, I'm taking him.
No, I'm taking him. No, absolutely. Yeah. But look, I don't want to go off here. I'll say this. If we draft Juwan Jones, your offensive line in the first round, I guarantee you this, we are going to trade Jonah Williams the next day in day two. That's just
but what are you going to trade him for?
If I
round pick?
Round pick or a mid-second round pick, I'm doing it.
But,
I want at least a second.
But at that point, teams might go, well, you've already drafted a right tackle, so now you know.
You kind of want them. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. They're like, wait a minute, you don't need him or anything. But I could easily say, I'll slide him over to left guard.
I would slide him over to left guard, honestly.
I would. That's what I want.
They'd be really pissed off. He get laid no money at all.
Yeah.
Left guard.
No, I don't care. I'm like, dude, you're under. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but you're under contract with me. I am so sorry if it's the worst thing in your life. Under contract for $12 million. I am so sorry. Yeah.
Stranger, I copied this off of my actual notes at work. So the notes I have, it's kind of cut off on that edge because I literally put it in a cup. Don't worry about what I do at work. I do this hard work I don't do that.
He does his hard work at work while he's working on his own show.
But I think it's kind of cut off. But I think 5'10", 205 is.
Yeah, he's not a tall guy. I know that. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, I mean 5'10", solid size though. It's not like he's 5'5".
6 foot.
Dude's fine.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he's not huge, but I mean, that's a good size.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what's Mixon as? He's 6 foot, or is he?
He's like 6'1" or at least.
Yeah. So yeah,
he's one of the bigger running backs. I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So, gosh, I hate to go too much further on this list, but Chris Rodriguez from Kentucky is 15th, but we're already down to like 59.9 as pass blocking grades. You know,
Cincy James better be watching this Cincy James guy here.
Not a receiver, 63rd ranked as a receiver, so 53. So, you know, you get a decent, tough runner, but he's might block for you. I mean, honestly, he's not the pass catcher that people.
I would be out.
I don't know.
I would be out. I would.
The best, maybe he improves his receiving and he becomes P. Ryan in like 4 years.
Right.
No. Hey, dude, if we get Chris Rodriguez, I guarantee you, Cincy James will get his jersey. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but Cincy James has been kind of selling me on him. I would not be upset if we got Chris Rodriguez.
Now, Bijan comes in at 17th overall for pass blocking, which is also a 59 even. And then he's 8th overall as a receiver with 74. Yep. So he's a very, very solid pass blocker, but this dude's going in the first. He's visiting with the Eagles today, which have picks 10 and 30.
With the Cowboys cutting Zeke, I'll be shocked if Bijan gets picked with Cowboys.
Look at the Chargers. You're picking 23. I could see him going to the Chargers easily if they're getting back.
Well, I'll tell you where I mocked him. I did a 7-round mock draft. I know I'm a hooligan, but for all teams, 7-round.
When do you have time to do all this stuff?
Don't worry about it. And
kids, sit down, do your work. I'm doing a mock draft, okay? God. Jeez.
So, anyways, I have Bijan going 10th overall to the Eagles.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Talent-wise, it wouldn't surprise me. And they lost Miles Sanders, to the Panthers this offseason. So
Bijan's not getting out of the first round. Somebody's going to take him.
But that's like his highest, I think, is 10th.
Yeah. I could see that. It could be from 10 to 30. Nobody knows.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bijan obviously solid. Tank Bigsby is next on the list, 58.9. And then 54.5 receiving, which is like 60th. So,
is that the Auburn guy?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Another guy. Like all these guys are in the mix. Mm-hmm. Mo Ibrahim, who's don't want to skip Izzy, but this is how bad we start getting. This went all the way from Bigsby being 18th to the next guy that I'm really even interested in was all the way to 52 in the rankings for pass blocking at a 37.7. Just a little higher than Mixon does in the pros.
Right.
And that's my guy, Eben Nakandi, that I like from Pitt.
Okay.
Now, overall PFF grades, he's rated like 8th because he's a good runner and this, that, and the other. But even his receiving is like 51.5, which is not that great. So he's not going to give you much in the pass game.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been high on him, but you can't expect much in the pass game. And then Ibrahim's been hurt a lot, 35.6. So Charbonnet, that's one, right? UCLA that we're all in love with.
Yep.
Oh, maybe you take him at 60. And I'm not even disagreeing with that because he was like the 3rd rated PFF-wise overall running back.
I know. I just have a hard time taking a running back.
No, Strawberry, I agree with you.
The pass blocking was 35.5, just a tick above Mixon. So you're going to be if you're getting rid of, I'm just saying, if you got rid of Mixon, you're replacing Mixon with Mixon.
That's what it sounds like.
At a cheaper cost, which is
right. That's the whole point to this whole thing. It's got to be cheaper. Yeah. No, I agree. I get what you're saying.
Because he's 4th overall as pass catcher, 77.2 grade, and he's a damn good runner. So, I mean, I still like the guy. It's just don't expect him to give you anything pass blocking wise the same. If you got rid of Mixon and brought him in as a second rounder, you may still need a guy to come in late in the game in a 2-minute drill. Because you need them to block a little. Yeah, and it may very well end up being if Mixon wasn't here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of – there's some other guys, but they're all – and like Jahmyr Gibbs is all the way down at 24.1 as pass blocker. So we talk about him as, right up there for the second running back, which he is, just because he's so explosive. But you're going to get nothing blocking wise from him. So don't even.
The thing is, I know we keep putting this out there about pass blocking, which is true. We need this. But let's just say worst case, we restructure Mixon. We have Travion as our backup. And we basically have the same. If Travion is he's not going to be as good as Piron, but Travion's your blocker. What we've had the last 2 years has worked out pretty good. We went to the Super Bowl and went to the AFC Championship game. So I mean, it's worked. It can be fine, Yeah. So it's not that it's just it would be nice to have a running back who you don't have to keep changing out on third down. Right. We've had that because when Mixon was here, when Gio was here, Gio was our third down guy. So I mean, this isn't anything new for the Bengals offense. We've had this for the last 6 or 7 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's people forget about that about Gio. He was a damn good blocker. Maybe been 5 foot
great blocker
out there.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell is visiting the Falcons.
Damn it!
I know he's 36 years old, but I remember when he got released, we talked about him. I was like, this is such a big motherfucker.
I want to get that one veteran presence on the defensive line. I just want one veteran presence. That's all I ever want. That's just me, though.
And then this was earlier, but the Browns are trying to pursue a trade for Jerry Jeudy.
Let them. I don't care.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, meh.
Well, one veteran president. I know this is he's
that will give them a pretty good receiving core though, right? With Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper, and they drafted what's that guy's name from Purdue?
Bell. No, David Bell.
David Bell, yeah. So that gave him a solid 4.
Oh, that was a receiving core. It's just that but no, it's gonna be a tough receiving core. Don't get me wrong. It's just that
they still suck. Who cares?
Yeah, it's the Browns.
It's the Browns. They still suck.
Let's see you just say, it's the Browns. Fuck
it's the Browns.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to go off camera here for a minute. No, I'm not doing that.
You gonna water your dog?
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
I'm just here.
D missed the show yesterday, I guess, where we put DJ Fluker in his massive body.
Dude,
we stared at it way more times than longer than we could have done.
I mean, no, guys, well, let's just talk about it because he's a right tackle. I mean, would it be crazy to bring him in for a tryout?
No, not for a tryout. No, heck no.
Why not?
For running back.
Bring him in for a running back.
Third down.
Who's the third down guy? I don't know how Mark's arm doesn't fall off as hard as he throws that towel around the whole game.
Dude, Mark, man, that guy's got so much energy.
He's gonna have a torn rotator cuff.
He's gonna
be on the DL.
He's gonna have off-season surgery every season.
Yeah.
Third down guy is recovering from the torn rotator cuff surgery.
He's actually a robot. He's not even real. Mark, are you not a real person? Tell us the truth. Man, I love you guys. You know that?
Yeah, buddy.
For a Tuesday with no news, we've had.
Well, I got to for this. Well, Greg brought up. You want that one veteran presence on the defensive line. This is one guy that I brought up last year, and I'm kind of bringing him up. I'm not sold. I want him on, but it's Akeem Hicks. I think he's still out there.
Wouldn't be against that either.
I haven't heard anything about him.
I know he got released. He was with the Buccaneers? Signed him?
Let me ask you guys this. No, hypothetical question. Say if you knew we could get in Dockway on like a 2 or 3 year deal, just whatever and all that. Even if it's not going to happen. But
he's been signing a lot of 1 year deals. So let's just stick with a lot of 1 year deals are happening right now.
There's a lot of 1 year deals happening.
Let's just say we got in Dockway on a 1 year deal, but that means we can't get Foster Monroe. Would you be okay? Or no free agent tight end. Would you be okay with that?
I still think they would bring back Wilcox, but then we're going in the draft going, well, we have Wilcox and Ossie.
Oi!
Thank you.
But you know what, though? Wilcox, let me bring something about Wilcox. I wanted him gone last year. I'm just like, look, we got to move on. But when he filled in for Hayden Hurst, he did a great job.
I still think he's ultimately coming back at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe on a 2-year deal, kind of like they did with Stanley Morgan last year.
Right.
Where they let him go. And
I'm just, dude, I just really don't want to go into the draft with literally, like, who do we have? Who is in the tight end room right now?
Oh, hold on.
Is that it? Is it?
I have the depth chart. Imagine I also have the depth chart here. Somewhere.
Shocking. But I would think it's one guy, and the others are on the practice squad.
Tanner Hudson and Nick Bowers.
That's it. Like,
who?
No.
I got the power.
No, we have to go get Foster Moreau.
No, let me ask you guys this, though. Austin Hooper, who's visiting the Raiders obviously to be a backup, why? My question is, why are we hosting other tight ends? Why we're waiting on Foster Moreau? That's my question.
And maybe we will. Like, he is one of the only other names out there. Irv Smith's still out there, too, so.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe
I know it's a good tight end draft class, but they got to sign somebody.
Fiji said Nick Bowers isn't horrible.
What? Yeah.
I'm going to take your word for it. I have no idea.
Yeah, like Stranger says, fine Wilcox coming back. I'm fine with Wilcox coming back too. I mean, as a backup, but
hey, Tyler Eifert responded to a tweet yesterday. Let's get him back here.
I was Bengalorian.
Let's get him, guys.
It's time to let that one go, guys.
All right.
It's time to let that one go.
God,
it was fun while it lasted.
Man, I wish he would have just been able to have a healthy freaking season. He could have. Oh God.
Well, dude, can you imagine if Eifert still would have been healthy? He could have still been playing. Can you imagine we had Eifert healthy with Chase, Boyd, and Higgins?
Ugh.
Woo!
That'd be nice.
Yep.
Oh, you know what we should? Since the Mixon debate started with Joe Goodberry and Zim, which they're cool. Like they said, they're cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah,
it's a healthy debate conversation. But hypothetical here for the chat: who you got in a fight? Joe Goodberry or Zim?
I'm not doing that. No.
Craig's like, I'm out. That's a good question.
That's what I said. It's for the chat. I wasn't even going to put you guys on the spot, but you're more than welcome to answer it. Yeah.
Never mind. I ain't answering.
I think you should.
I can't even get Goodberry on my show, so I'm not even. I can't.
Well, Joe's like 6'3", so he's probably got the reach. I don't know how tall Zim is, but I don't think he's that tall.
Zim's shorter than me, so Joe's as tall as I am. Zim's shorter.
Yeah, but that don't mean anything. Zim will whoop your ass. They both whoop your ass.
I'm damn near. It's not hard to whoop my ass. I'm damn near 50.
Good point.
We're
Angelo Dawkins. I'm still waiting for you and Angelo Dawkins to square up. I'm still waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, that's
he don't want to smoke.
Well, I'll find out what I have on the show next week.
No, let's not talk about that. Crip, what do you? What your comment? Where? Like 20 up?
I learned something. Yeah, there it is. Something new today. Did you guys know Chinese
and Japanese people have different languages?
What the hell does that have to do with the Bengals?
I don't know. He doesn't have Derek on here to completely just rail on. The Crip is all out of sorts.
He's just posting random stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, hey. Sorry, Crip, man. I don't think we all.
Oh, I did see allbengals.com, I believe, is the site, correct?
Yeah,
it is.
They had a list of visits so far, like that official visits, whatever they've confirmed them or whatnot. So we've been talking about running backs. So Charbonnet was one they had. Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama, who's more the receiver, dynamic runner, speed guy. Cam Peoples from App State that we talked about. That's a good pass blocker.
Keep that in mind. Rounds.
Tavion Thomas from Utah, who I have as like an undrafted guy, but he's a bigger running back. So him and Peoples could even be like undrafted free agent targets because a lot of times they'll do these visits with guys that they want to build a relationship.
Now, are these all ones that did at the combine, or they actually came here? Do you know?
I don't know. It's just
Probably-
visits.
probably mostly at the
I would
combine.
say, I would say these are mostly combine ones.
I know they visit a lot of tight ends too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can go ahead and list those off too. They're right here.
So breaking news: the Bengals are going to draft a tight end somewhere in the draft. Okay,
They are interested in the tight end. So
Yes.
Dalton Kincaid from Utah, Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington, Josh Wiley. Those are 5 confirmed that they've met with.
Dale, I'm going to go back to Kincaid again. With the back issues, I'm just going to keep telling it. That just scares the hell out of me with Kincaid, and he can't block him. Is that right, too? I mean,
as far as we know, he's not known for his blocking. Now, if we do a show tomorrow or Thursday or whenever we do it next, I think we're going to dive into tight end. So, because it's looking more and more like we're going to be drafting 1, maybe 2, maybe 7.
We'll sign anybody. It's going to be
the whole draft. The whole draft is tight end.
All tight ends.
One tight end.
I've asked you guys this question, and you said wait till that's free agency. Well, even though free agency is not over yet, what is the one position in the draft right now do you guys see as of right now that they would double dip on, since they've double dipped the last couple of years on a position?
Right now, I'd say tight end.
Yep,
right now.
I mean, hell, even if they sign Foster Moreau, they still might do it.
Yeah, I still can see that happening.
Yeah. Well, it's
true.
just like, remember a couple of years, well, I think it was the Burrow draft. They did 3 linebackers. They would have fixed that. So they've done it before. I will not be shocked at all if they draft 2 tight ends in this draft, no matter who they sign, if they sign anybody.
No, as of right now, tight end. I can see tight end. I can see corner. Well, it's not a deep corner class, but I think it's tight end, man.
I think tight end. I think the only other one would be running back, and that's if you plan on doing something where Mixon's not here.
Right.
Maybe you could take 2 running backs and keep Mixon, honestly, and Travion be your 4th.
You could.
Right. Because they have no faith in Chris Evans.
No, I mean, well, then do you just, well, I was saying, is Chris Evans still here? He might be on the practice squad.
Oh.
We got a Spears and Rodriguez here, Thunder and Lightning.
There you go.
I mean, guys, remember that one year when Jeremy Hill was good? That was the perfect combination.
Fuck Jeremy Hill. Oh, sorry, what?
No, I know. The one year we did have Jeremy Hill, this rookie year, when you had Jeremy Hill and what was his Gio Bernard, I mean, that was the perfect combination of Thunder and Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it was Jeremy Hill. I'm not going to get too into detail, but yeah.
Yeah, as Stranger said, double dip Washington and Kuntz. Like, yeah, that would be solid. I mean,
well, no,
but I would want Washington in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Then if it's 2 tight end inline blocker, No, I agree. It's just I don't love Washington enough for the 1st round. Like, and there's a world where he slides to the 2nd. I know he tested well, but he still only had 25
very good
catches
chance he
all
slides
season.
to the 2nd. There's a very good chance.
The end of the 2nd.
Right.
Oh yeah, that I don't know.
That is harder. That's what I'm saying.
That is harder.
Right.
I think he's 2nd round. I
think he probably gets scooped up early in that 2nd round.
Right. Yeah.
In the top 5 to 10 picks.
But if he does, so what? I think we can get Kuntz or somebody else there. I think Kuntz or those guys will be there.
We've mocked Laporta quite a few times.
Yeah, Kuntz and Laporta, the 2 guys that we keep drafting.
Laporta, man, I'm telling you guys this right now. He's going to be a middle 2nd round tight end, man. The way the hype he's getting right now, I just don't see him being there.
I like what Stranger said. This is what I keep saying. Trade Jonah to get a 2nd. That's why.
Thank you, Strawberry. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Trade up in the 2nd. Yeah.
Yeah. You use Jonah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't.
You may have to do that in the 1st.
But the thing is, you could. But the thing is, I don't see the Bengals. Okay, right now, I don't see the Bengals trading Jonah until they know who they have at right tackle. Because if you don't have Jonah right tackle, well, L's not going to be ready till at the earliest
season, most likely.
Yeah. So then you're at Denji, Jackson Carman. That's where I'm like, I don't see the Bengals doing anything with Jonah until they have somebody like, okay, we're going to put this guy at right tackle.
Right. But see, that's my question. But like you guys said, if we draft Ron Jones, they're like, well, hell, you don't need to trade him. But that's what I also say. I'll move him to left guard if you want to throw that at me.
And the thing is, you keep saying that, but Mike Brown's stubborn.
No, but you know what?
They're not just going to give him away.
No, say what you want to say about Mike Brown, but that Carson Palmer trade, one of the best trades ever made all time. We're not going to trade Jonah just to satisfy Jonah. Mike Brown, you can say
in hindsight, though, was it like the value they ended up getting, but like Dre Kirkpatrick didn't have the career any of us wanted him to have.
Well, Kevin
Just the last trade. What was the last trade?
And then it was Kirkpatrick and it was Gio was the two pieces they got for both.
But just think of the last trade the Bengals made: Billy Price for B.J. Hill.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even going back to like the Reggie Nelson trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reggie Nelson.
I can't even remember the corner that was in that trade that we sent out.
Yeah.
No, Reggie Nelson, one of our best.
It was like a corner that we weren't going to have and a 7th rounder for Reggie Nelson.
Well, I remember in that draft, I wanted Reggie Nelson over Leon Hall that year. I was so mad we didn't get Reggie Nelson. And
you're going full Savage mode?
I'm going full Savage mode. Damn it.
Hey, you guys want to do a mock draft again today?
Let's do it.
All right. Well,
damn, we got all excited about it.
I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute.
We're not taking DeJuan Jones though.
No, we got to be more creative.
Continue to talk about this stuff, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
So because we got to make this more fun and interesting. So what if it's thrown out right that's there?
Well, let's just do it with right now.
Right,
so now,
another way it is that they're really could do is defensive line. So maybe if it's a defensive lineman, let's just try that and see how the draft falls out.
But I'm saying it this way. But okay, just say the draft is today. We have no tight end.
No tight end.
You're taking a tight end at 28 if you don't have.
Okay, but if Kincaid or May are off, do you reach for a tight? You don't want to do that.
That's why I don't want to do that. But they might have to. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Man, you have to.
It could be. But like you said, then you could go defensive line there because you can get a tight end. And
huge defensive line class too. That's another thing I don't think we ever talk about enough. It's a huge defensive. Strawberry. All of our needs this year are in the draft: defensive line, tight end, defensive line.
They're all there.
Running back.
We need that 3-tech to replace Larry O. We never found that.
Yeah, exactly. In Strawberry, that's why I think trading Jonah, like you said, this is the perfect time to do it because
that's the thing. I don't think the Bengals are going to do it unless they know who's going to be the right tackle. That's the problem. If
we sign Cam Flynn to 1 or 2, you do it. Here's the thing: we have to do it at the right time.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think
Andre Smith 1 year. Remember, he kept holding out, and right at the second day of the draft, they said to him, "We had this guy ranked at the top of our board. If you didn't sign with us."
Well, that's why I think Jonah. I don't think Jonah gets done until like draft day. After we draft the first round, I mean,
right?
Because I just don't. Because I put it this way, I don't feel comfortable not having Jonah at right tackle right now.
You know what? That's another good argument. It's not easy. They say so. You really got to do some. They got some thinking. But I was talking to Santori. Usually, I'm the one. I usually get on Santori for kind of being down, and I usually try to get all hyper and excited, usually, and all that and stuff. But
I've never noticed that about you ever. You're very calm all the time.
I know. I know, Strawberry. But anyway, Santori's like, Greg, we are in the best situation I can remember as a Bengals fan. He says, Greg, we have a right tackle. Right. We're not trading him unless we get the right offer. I mean, Santori
that's what I keep telling everybody. I'm like, look, this is where it cracks me up. People are like, oh, we don't want Jonah to be disgruntled. Like, good God, Jesse Bates played the last 2 years under a contract that he didn't want. He wanted to get the money he got this year. He showed up and played. Jonah Williams is not going to sit out. He'll lose $12 million freaking dollars.
That's exactly what Santori said.
Plus, he'll have no tape of a healthy season if he's healthy this year at playing any position. All he's going to do is hurt himself.
That's exactly what Santori said. He's like, Greg.
That's what I've been saying.
But only he's not going to have a choice. He doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't.
If he's not doing that, then a team's going to come to him and say, well, wait a minute. You didn't even play a full year. Why would I want to give you this much money and all that? So that's exactly what Santori said.
It's that. And you don't know if how his knees are. He did have 2 dislocated kneecaps. He got surgery to fix that. So hopefully it doesn't happen. He's got to put at least that's what I keep saying. He's got to put at least a healthy season in. If he puts a healthy season in at right tackle, he could get somebody to give him left tackle money. But it's happened. Look at what the Jacksonville Chiefs did. They signed Dwan Taylor and moved him from right to left. It can happen.
Right. It can't happen. And Strawberry, let me tell you this, man. Before we got Orlando Brown, were we all really satisfied going in? I mean, like we knew it was going to happen between Jonah being our left tackle. Were we happy? Because Were you happy with that, honestly? Because deep down inside, I wasn't.
I was okay with Jonah being our left tackle. I really wanted a right tackle. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah, I was okay with Jonah being their left tackle.
I wasn't like I'm ecstatic we got Orlando Brown.
Yeah, but aren't you more happy that our left tackle position is filled than our right tackle position? Is my question.
Say it again. So
aren't you more happy that our left tackle is damn more secure than our right tackle?
Oh, absolutely. Because the thing is, me and Dale talked before. Right now, we have the most depth we've had on our offensive line in God knows how long.
That's what I'm saying. So, like I say.
Plus, I want to jump in there just for a second to say I think that the right tackles may be that you have a better chance of one of the good right tackles being there than any of the good left tackles being there for like next season and beyond. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Dale, though, man, I'm scared to death, though, man. DeJuan Jones, I'm scared to death those guys might not be there now. I mean, who knows? How people value tackle.
Yeah, I seen Matt Miller say, who covers for ESPN, covers the draft. He said Darnell Wright's going to go higher than a lot of people think. And I've been feeling that way about DeJuan Jones. He didn't say his name, but it wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either, one bit at all. So,
but if Wright goes, like, let's say Wright goes 16th to the Steelers, then DeJuan Jones is sitting out there. I tweeted this earlier. I am worried that the Chiefs are going to try to trade up and snag him.
Oh, yeah.
Their right tackle.
They might do it just in spite, just to piss us off because we signed Orlando.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, Stranger. Bergeron is like one of the only tackles that I would trust to become something by next year even. But I look at him more at a left tackle, though.
With him sit behind Jonah Williams for a year at right tackle, right?
I look at him more as a left tackle, though. Like, honestly.
Well, he ain't going to play left. He's not playing left if he drafted me. He's playing right.
Like, I like Bergeron, and maybe he could play right, but he just doesn't fit the mold of what Pollock usually gets there. So,
yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Right, so, what's the rules here?
Let's go.
What's the rules here? We're not taking DeJuan Jones. We're going to try to take.
Well, let's see who falls. This is PFF. We did the mock draft. We did some other one, mock draft database,
right,
the other day. So
let's roll, baby! I'm so excited. Greg, are you excited?
Let's roll. Let's rock. Antoine Harrison, no.
Well, we took him last time we did a PFF mock.
We did. We took him
last week because that's before
DeJuan Jones.
Yeah, and DeJuan Jones like clearly looking like the best player available.
Let's do Will McDonald. I like him.
Mozzie Smith. I can make Cam Smith at corner. Yeah. I can make it argument.
Hey, there's AA.
Yeah, AA who's moving up the board. That was another guy that Matt Miller said is moving up.
I saw that.
Man, this is not. There's Jahmyr Gibbs if you wanted to take that swing at running back, but I don't.
Not a first round.
No.
I've seen that though on Bengals Twitter lately. I think it was James Rapine.
James throws some hot take. James,
I'll take James, man. He was firing it out there. He said Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs would be upgrading this team.
Well, let's see. Okay, we've taken DeJuan Jones. We've taken.
I know, but I don't know how we don't take DeJuan Jones.
Let's go Will McDonald. I like Will McDonald, the speedy edge rusher.
He's a little undersized and first round.
Yeah.
How much is he actually going to play? Keely Ringo went right before. Bijan went 25. Where did Mayer go? Brzee went 21st.
You're scrolling too fast. I can't even read them.
Oh, Mayer went 22nd to the Ravens.
Why would they draft him?
Why wouldn't they?
They have 85 tight ends. That's what's going to fix them.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
Cansey went 23rd to the Vikings. That one hurts too because I would have gladly taken him. Man, you talk about a complete flip from yesterday when we had
Mayer, everybody.
Cansey, we had everybody on the board.
Dude, all right. I said we're not taking DeJuan Jones, but
just take DeJuan Jones. Take him.
Yeah. I think
you have to take him with who's there.
Yeah, I agree. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I'm not taking Laporta. I don't care.
You know you're taking Laporta.
That'll be the next one.
Hey,
AA's there.
I wish this was realistic because
you know who I'm taking.
Hey, let's go AA.
we could trade. Oh, see, they do have trade offers there.
There you go.
Figure that out.
Shit.
Nah, whatever.
Well, just go scroll down, Dale.
God,
Damn.
Dale.
Stop yelling at me, Greg.
Well, goddamn, man, you're slower than a turtle.
Laporta, not taking him. Luke Whippler, center. I mean, I think he's going to be a good center in the NFL.
No, Dale. I like Andre Carter. I read a little bit of Andre Carter. He's a big dude. I like Andre Carter.
I love Tippmann. I think he could play some guard and can center. Garrett Williams, I like him. Derek's being crushed. Sidney Brown. There's the running back, Charbonnet.
Yeah. Jazel, this one sucks.
Yeah, really.
Not really, because
I'd take AA.
Let's go AA.
I'm not even I don't think he makes it.
If everybody quits talking about it, he might. There's your boy, Tank Dale.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Right now, we've taken a right tackle and we've taken our 3-tech pass rushing juice. So corner, Hodges Tomlinson's high on the board. Bigsby at running back. Carl Brooks would be another more D tackle. A.T. Perry's a freak of an athlete. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
McBride is on every mock.
Jalen Jones, I've liked him and taken him at corner.
Right. Spears.
There's Spears, Parker Washington.
There's Shoemaker. I like Shoemaker.
Now, we really talked up Spears.
Let's take Spears. Let's go Spears.
Because being our running back show, and we didn't take him yesterday in the third when Jeff wanted us to.
Take him today.
Yeah.
We're going to take him today.
All right.
Now I feel like corner depth, or Eli comes back and the corner depth isn't really as needed, honestly.
We still haven't taken a tight end yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Or a corner.
Yeah.
We're just going to have no tight ends this year.
Thanks a lot, guys. We're going to double down my ass.
Yeah, we will. We have Ossie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Hey, we still got
Wiley.
Zach Coots. Zach Coots. There is
on the board. See, we played this just fine.
Let's go.
Let's go, Zach.
Let's check out corners as well.
Oh, come on, Dale.
Oh.
Bennett's still there. Keatrell Clark. But, beyond Bennett, I don't like any of these corners. So, I like 3. I like 4. I even like Davis Allen, the tight ends. But right now, we need a tight end.
Yes.
We need a tight end.
I like Schoonmaker. And then maybe we hold off and see if Kuntz survives.
Let's get Shoemaker's more. No. Dale, give us a little rundown on Shoemaker.
Who's Shoemaker?
Schoonmaker from Michigan. I know he's like 6'6". He tested really well. Let me pull up here what I got. Oh, yeah, he's 6'6", 250. His RAS was 9.75.
Woo!
I didn't think he played that like that, but I got strong frame, good footwork, soft, reliable hands, runs good routes. Average straight line speed, but he ran really well. Obviously, to have a RAS of 9.75. Needs to work on contested catches and yards after catch. He's not going to give you.
We're not that type of tight end. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but the thing is we could. What we're trying to say is with those guys there, we could skip on it and go get the DB that we need.
Would you stop it, man? And take the tight end.
I'm taking Schoonmaker. It was between him and Kuntz, honestly. Yeah, and I like Bennett. Bennett ran a 4.3 something. I just
Shay Strawberry, you're outvoted, so shut up.
I still got Eli Apple on the free agent market, so I don't have to hey, Eli's still there. I'm going to bring him back and I just didn't find a corner I liked.
What is with McBride always being there? Why is he always there, like in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round?
Boom, Kuntz is still there.
Woo! Let's take Kuntz.
Double dip.
Double dip, baby.
Double dip, Dale.
I I love it. That's
what
not even
I'm
a
talking
question.
about.
I'm not even looking at anything else. That's why I took Schoonmaker first, because I'm like, man, they're going to let us get Kuntz around
This is
later.
another good draft here. I like this.
I'm getting excited.
I'm getting excited.
Getting aroused.
I'm getting Eric Gray.
Eric Gray, he was okay. You want to talk about so I didn't mention him pass blocking wise, he's a 27.5 PFF score, but he was the second best for receiving, 83.2 grade.
Hey, we love Oklahoma running backs too.
Yeah, Zach seems to like Oklahoma. If you're Oklahoma, Nebraska, or LSU, we got a spot on the roster for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to look at corner. Oh God, I mean Carrington Valentine honestly is probably the best guy on here. Jay Ward's okay, but it might be better safety. This is not promising when it comes to corners. I'm already just kind of in my head. I've re-signed Eli Apple here.
Yeah.
And we haven't taken a running back, right?
No, we haven't.
We took Spears.
Yeah, we took Spears.
So we could double down. Well, the thing is, we can double down.
Yeah.
You can double down a running back and tight end in this draft.
Let's do this.
So,
well, what else? Like beyond corner, what else could we use? I mean, we have interior line depth, maybe, and wide receiver / punt.
We haven't taken a wide receiver. Look at the wide receiver. We haven't taken
wide receivers, Dale. Remember? Oh yeah. By the way, that speedster from the Bills, he signed with the Colts.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. See, I don't know about any of these guys being returners. Like, I like Ronnie Bell as a receiver.
Is our UC buddy there at Strawberry, or
I don't see him.
Puka Nacua is not a bad pick here as a receiver.
Hoskins. There's
Tucker.
Well, hold on. So we could double it, we take Tucker, or we could take the running back. You could double down on your running back room, which you double down.
We're definitely going offense heavy at this point, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm almost like, let's take the running back.
I like Eric Gray. I just like Eric Gray at that point as way better prospect than any of the other guys. I don't even later in the rounds. I don't want to reach for somebody who may never be on an NFL team. Whereas like Gray, he's going to carve out a role. I like Dylan Horton as an edge.
I'll go with that. What about Ibrahim?
Well, we just already have two running backs. I'm not.
We don't need more running backs. We're good on running backs. What about the wide receivers? Where are we at on that?
Go at wide receivers. Let's see if Scott's there.
He should be, or you mean Tucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey Tucker. Take him.
Yeah, he's there.
Tucker's the lower of the two.
Who cares?
But also has some speed. I mean, what is this our last pick? Yeah, round 7.
Yep.
I could honestly make an argument to take a punter at this point.
Look at
that. Look at that. See, I wanted to do that yesterday, and you told me no.
I'll just get an undrafted guy, like I said yesterday. I'll take Tucker for you guys. He's at least got speed, and maybe he can develop into something, and maybe he can be a returner.
There you go. Let's see here. How did we do today?
What was our grade yesterday, eh?
Yeah, but that was a different simulator, different site.
Here we go.
I think it was a B for Dwan Jones.
We got a C+ for Spears.
We got an overall A-.
C+ for Spears?
How did we get a C+ for Spears in the third round?
Well, he just wasn't rated as high.
Oh, you got an A for your Schoonamaker there.
I like Shoemaker. I'm liking Shoemaker.
It's Schoonamaker.
Whatever.
You got
then,
I actually did.
Gray was an A+, you know.
I would love this draft. I would take this one to the bank, dude.
No,
guys.
We
got one defensive player in the entire thing. So
I'll take it.
And he's good.
He's good. He's a 3-tech. I mean, that's
yeah.
You got 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. You got your 3-tech, you got your right tackle, and we still have Jonah Williams. In this scenario, we still have Jonah Williams to play with, the trade or whatever.
Yeah, and we're going to bring back Eli Apple, and we're going to pick up a safety. Yeah, maybe we would have traded a 3rd or 4th round pick somewhere for Jonah, and we got some safety depth.
Right.
Even.
Yep.
Toss that in there, even. That would look pretty good.
I don't think that's bad.
Well, Greg's talking about double dipping, so we did it today. We did double dipping.
Let's be honest. There's no way it's going to be one defensive player in the draft. I mean, that's not going to happen.
No. Most likely, no.
Most likely not. But if they do this with the running back room, then I think they're cutting Mixon.
Yeah. But, I mean, realistically, I still think they'll sign the tight end. But right now, I'm double dipping. If this was right now, I would be fine with this.
Now, here's the thing. Do you trust either of these rookies to be like your starting tight end for this season when you got Super Bowl aspirations?
Well, just say this. What if we signed Foster Moreau and we had these two?
Or just one of them, which could have opened up another defenses. We could have taken the corner, right? We could have taken Bennett.
Offense, baby. Give me the weapons. Let's go. Give me the weapons. Let's go.
We could have taken Bennett potentially instead of Schoonmaker and then gotten Kuntz and had Foster Moreau. I'd be happy with Foster Moreau and then Kuntz learning from him.
Right.
Yeah. Not a bad draft, boys. Not a bad draft.
Good job, boys. Good job.
Good job.
Very proud of you.
We get hired for $0 million.
Woohoo! Just like always.
We're killing it, Bengals. I mean, all the scenarios, Cincinnati Bengals, we've got
and Dale are still here for phone calls to call out to the free agents. Just so you know,
we're also reaching out to free agents for the Bengals too.
That's what I just said.
I can call, just give me his number, and I will call Foster Moreau, and I will get this deal done tonight.
Yeah,
we will call Foster Moreau and get it done now.
I'll drive him to the stadium myself. I'll pick him up at the airport, drive him to the stadium myself.
Do what we have to.
Yeah,
give us the power. Yeah. We work for $0 million.
Exactly. Yep.
So, all right. Should we open this up?
Why? Nobody ever jumps on, but
I know, but I always offer. And I want to open it up just in case anybody wants to come on, which I could have done at the beginning of the show. It might have made more sense.
How many people are watching right now?
We're down to 23. We were close to 40 at one point.
That's not.
But I put the link out there if anybody wants to come on and give their take about Joe Mixon. If you want to, why we should keep Joe, why we should cut Joe, only keep him if it's a restructure. Who would win in a fight between Joe Goodberry and Zim Hude? All it takes.
I got a question for you guys. It's not a football related, but is anybody interested in watching the World Baseball Classic championship game tonight?
I haven't been, but it's
USA.
Cool. They're in the gold medal game. Yeah,
I'm watching it. Well, I
oh my god, dude!
Plus, I love the picture that was like, man, Ohtani and Mike Trout led their countries to the championship of this. Imagine if those guys are on the same team. It's like, fucking poor Angels fans.
I know.
They have like two of the greatest baseball players in the game.
Yeah, they can't even get into the playoffs. Yeah. But it's been fun. I watched a lot of them. I missed Saturday night. Saturday night they hit the Trey Tucker, I think his name is, hit the grand slam to go ahead. Trey Turner, sorry, yeah, he hit the.
I even have to remember baseball stuff for him, Greg, and I don't even hardly watch baseball.
I don't watch baseball. Hey, Dale, where you gonna go?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go watch the World Baseball Classic. That's where I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he's getting all his baseball in now.
Dude, this is the only team I can root for that's gonna win this year.
It makes sense. It makes sense, Jeff. I agree.
Thank you.
Let's go to the Forged Freedom.
Let's
do that.
For dollar beer night?
Yeah, why not?
Thirsty Thursdays.
There you go.
Dale won't come. It's too far to drive.
Hey, Dale, you're coming April 5th with us to Wild Mike's, right?
Probably not.
Why not? Just Uber.
Uber 2 hours.
Imagine the cost of that. 2 hours up and back.
Dale, aren't we worth it?
Nah, fuck no.
He's like, no. I can answer that for you, Greg. No.
So, that's not my answer.
Stranger said Mixon, if it's $4 million or less, they can say Spears or Johnson in the draft. Who the fuck watches baseball? And Who Day Joe?
Hey!
Picking up the kids.
Yeah, I'm about to pick up the kids, so I got like 5-10 minutes. I
So
saw
Joe's gonna give
I
his
was listening
opinion
to
on
draft while I
Joe.
was driving. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that we're not talking about much is we're not just gonna.
How are you
cut
even
just...
staticky on the phone?
Yeah,
I'm staticky.
Yep, a little bit. Keep going. It's just gonna drive Dale nuts. It's fun. Just keep going.
Well, that's my favorite thing to do. Is annoying.
Exactly.
I don't think we're just going to cut him just because, well, you can't pay a running back $12 million. Like, we have to need that cap space. And I don't know exactly how much cap space we have left, but like, I don't think we're anywhere, close. So if we don't need that to spend on someone else, like, some free agents that we've been talking about, we're not going to cut them. And it's not just going to be we're going to cut him just because, oh, well, there's other running backs that we like. Like, he's a good player with time left on his deal, and if we don't need that space and we don't have great slam dunk options, like, we're not going to cut him.
Yeah, and what's the point, right? If you're not using the money for anything else, why?
Right.
That's where I'm at with it.
Why make another team better?
Like, it should have
We're not
already
in the business
happened.
of doing that.
Like, it should have already happened, and we should have used that money to bring
Yes.
in another piece somewhere in free agency, piece or two.
Yeah,
And
You guys
we
see
didn't-
that chat? They're saying Odell Beckham's going to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I seen anything on here, or if that was where that was, if there was
that
anything
real?
that popped up on
I
mine.
don't know.
I don't know. I mean, 3-year deal possibly to the Chiefs. But Tom, where are you seeing that at, brother? Not saying you're wrong. I haven't seen that yet. But that's what's bad about Twitter. You try to scroll to the top and miss stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The whole Mixon thing has just gotten out of control.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm like, why are we like, and we're fighting
Yeah.
with each other, and then people start taking shots at like Joe Goodberry's a cult leader, and it's why would you hate on a guy he's been on Twitter for like 14 years? He's given like free content forever, and he's worked for the Athletic. He's worked for these places. Like, he has been paid to do this before. He's just doing this and saying, hey, I'm not gonna do this all the time for nothing. I want to get something out of all this work, and I'll do more work for you if you want to pay me $5 a month. And you don't have to subscribe. He's not saying you have to subscribe.
Right.
He still provides some free content.
Yeah.
It's a free
and
country.
A lot of people are happy to pay him $5 a month. They're like, dude, yes, thank you.
And people are subbing. I think you said he had over like 500.
Yeah, he posted that he had over 500 now, and I'm like, hell yes. He deserves it. He deserves to be working for a network, if we're being honest.
He is one of the most even-keeled, like level-headed, Bengals talking heads out there. Yep. Like, I feel like he really does a good job of keeping emotion out of it, and he just evaluates for things as the way he sees them. And he's really smart.
And he says, it's my opinion, and I've been wrong before. Like, he just...
Right. There's other people on Twitter that are screaming like, no, this is it. This is facts. You're stupid if you don't do what I think. It's like, no, like, everyone's got an opinion. And guess what? None of us have any control or say of what actually happens. We're just guys talking and girls talking.
Yeah, it's our opinions, right? Like, I mean, and I try to form as much of an educated opinion as I can by listening to other people and, also being open to their opinions to, like, I don't claim to know everything. I just try to soak in as much as I can. Okay, I'm looking at Schefter's Twitter. There's nothing on there, but it could have been on like NFL, like if he or ESPN. He's an ESPN guy, so could have been something on ESPN. I haven't seen that. But
I told you
in general though, it wouldn't surprise me.
No,
if the Chiefs tried to get Odell
Beckham.
I mean,
move for him.
Makes sense. Like, he doesn't make sense here. He doesn't make sense here. We're not going to splash $6 million on him when we got 0 tight ends in the room.
Right.
No.
Breaking news: Odell Beckham Jr. Bengals tight end.
Dick. Remember when you pick, you got me excited in general. You started with Odell Beckham, so I was like, oh, he did sign with the Chiefs. I was like, you know it, Tom.
I mean, you might be right. I don't know. I still haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I've been hoping Jonah could get back a third is what I've been hoping, asking for a second.
You start asking for a second and you work your way down.
I listened to the one of the draft podcasts, but they were talking about his value. I think Goodberry retweeted about it the other day, but it's on my podcast list. And it was, what could you get for Jonah? And I'm like, I tune in, I'm on my way to work. I immediately get pissed off, obviously, because they're like, on 1, 2, 3, say what you get. And it was like a 4th round, the other one said a 5th round and a conditional next year, which would basically be like if that team extended him and this and that, which.
Dude, I don't see how you get the third from. I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on it.
But and then they were breaking down, which I didn't end up listening to all that on. Like, they were watching him and what they thought you could get for him from an impartial 2 dudes that.
Right.
So I mean, us as homers, maybe we're overestimating.
Yeah. My ideal scenario is us trading Jonah to trade up in the first to get one of these top level right tackles. I don't know if we could pull that off. I don't know how,
you'd have to add, you'd have to throw something else. You'd have to throw another pick in there.
Something else there, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's
it wouldn't
right.
just be Jonah just to trade up. I mean,
and I don't see, and the Bengals don't do that. They want to add picks.
But they need to be open to it because I'm telling you, if Darnell Wright or DeJuan Jones go and they have this gaping hole at right tackle, you don't let the Chiefs come and jump you and take their right tackle when that's a team you're competing with every year for basically AFC championships and Super Bowls.
Right.
No, you do not.
So to me,
I
would trade up. Like, I would trade up. I would trade I would trade what I had to make sure I got one of those guys if I want one of those guys.
Or if you're comfortable enough that you had a conversation with Jonah and you got him to calm down and shut the hell up and go play right tackle.
Who are the top guys at right tackle? Like, I never know which guys play right or left unless I actually pull up like a highlight. So there's Skoronski, there's Paris Johnson. Like, I don't know if these guys are right or left.
Paris Johnson's the left.
Now, some of these guys, could they play right tackle for a year if they're asked to? Yes, but that's not. To me, I say go to one side, stay there. Paris Johnson, left tackle. Right. You want him as left tackle,
right?
Franchise left tackle.
He's out. What's
Broderick Jones from Georgia, left tackle. To me, you don't move him. He's a left tackle. Day one. Now you get into Skoronski, who has a little shorter arms, kind of like Jonah coming out, but better prospect a little bit. Maybe similar. Some teams might want him to play guard. Others, he might be a right tackle. So a matchup that's been going a lot where the Bears kind of have their left tackle. They don't have a right tackle. So a lot of people are thinking Skoronski could be their draft pick for a right tackle. But probably somebody that's going before the Bengals pick. If you can get Skoronski, hell yes. That's a guy you take.
Well, that's what I mean as far as trading up for. Like, if it's like pick 14, pick 15, and he's still there, make some calls and package.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. I could see, I could see, unless somebody blows their socks off, I could see the Bengals not trading Jonah until the draft to see how the draft falls and who calls them and what. Because I don't think the Bengals are going to do anything unless they know they can have a right tackle to replace Jonah. Jonah's our right tackle.
I want to finish the list for Joe here. So Anton Harrison is like the next guy that's, to me, more of a left tackle. I actually have him ranked below Darnell Wright and DeJuan Jones. Mm-hmm. But I see why people would have him higher because he is a more natural left tackle. Another guy you'd have to move him to right tackle to see what he could do, but I'd keep him at left tackle, you know. Right. So I could see him being drafted higher than we think, maybe. But right tackle-wise, it's been DeJuan Jones, Darnell Wright. Top two right tackles, and both of them had been projected to be like pick 35 to 40. And I'm like, okay, but they're not going to go that late. I've been saying that this whole process. And now it's like, now that we're getting closer, you still hope one of them make it to 28. But Matt Miller said that Darnell Wright's moving up. And I've heard tons of people say DeJuan Jones, the Steelers like him at 17. So I'm like, shit, both these guys could be off the board.
Yeah.
It's why I wanted a free agent right tackle. I didn't want to bank on having to have one of those there.
Yeah, now there's no one left. I mean, I don't know what you've seen with DeJuan is I mean, I know he's just a behemoth of a man. The only thing I worry about him with a guy that size, like, how is his quickness? How quick is he out of his stance? Because what I worry about where we've gotten screwed is these real speedy edge rushers and, LC's, diving at guys just trying to save Burrow.
Yeah, Jeff's right on this. So this is why he worked, like having the arm length. And it's the same thing Orlando Brown's able to play tackle, and he's played it better than guys like Jonah, is their arm length. So you can make up a little bit, like if you're not the quickest with your feet, by being able to still have the arm length. And plus they're not going to, you don't have to jump out. Like Jonah has to jump out to make up for the lack of
short
that.
arms.
And then speed guys dip back inside on him.
Mm-hmm.
So with these guys, they're pretty much like, you got to get around my big ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
or he just grabs it
this way, and it lets Joe, and it's more comfortable for Burrow because he knows where the rush is coming from. So from when it's like with Jonah, it could come from outside beating him from the speed or dipping back in.
Right.
It happens all the time, and he doesn't know exactly where it's coming from. And
can we just take a moment and clip the part where Dale said that Jeff was right? I just want to clip that part and replay that. Yeah, over and over again. Jeff was right.
That's gonna be Jeff late at night. Grab the lube.
Jeff's right. Jeff's right. I know it.
Jeff was right. He said Jeff was right.
On that note, I gotta go pick up my kids.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.
Later, guys.
Joe. Who next?
Well, I got you that excited, huh?
Very excited. I like hearing when I'm right. I don't hear that very much. I've been married for 25 years.
Fair. All right, so Iceman, what you got coming up on your show tonight?
Well, I got you and me for at least the first half hour because we're going to be going on at 6:30 because we got KB Art coming on.
Hey, we might as well just start at 6.
Just start at 6 and just keep talking. We can do that. That's
there you go.
An hour. So we might start at 6:30. Who knows? This is why you have to subscribe to Bengals and Brews and Strawberry Ice. But we do have KB Art coming on. He does some really cool stuff. He designs shoes. He's got paintings, pictures, all kinds of different things. He sent me a ton of them that I can't put them all up on there. I might just show it on my phone because he sent me so many different things. But he's coming on.
His internet works out good because when I had him on last year, his internet's shitting out.
Right. So another reason why
he's also the man who this great Von Bell and the Money Mac that I have back here. These
both of them.
I have.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
KB's my dude. I even bought a pair of shoes. I may have to bring those down here and show those off.
You never wore them, did you?
I wore them once.
Okay.
And I wore them at a game, and they're not walking around shoes. Just let me tell you that, because I have blisters on the back of my feet.
They're not like my J's?
No.
I love
But that was my fault. You know what I mean? Like he even told me that.
Don't walk around on them.
Yeah, like you probably don't want to wear these where you're going, yeah, I didn't fucking listen. I don't listen, man.
That's shocking. I never knew that about you. You don't.
But man, I really do appreciate everybody tuning in. Like the thing is, like I come home from work and do this stuff, and I'm like, man, as long as people are tuning in, I'll keep doing it. Like if we don't get that many people tuned in, I'll be like, that sounds pretty good.
We're breaking down tight ends tomorrow.
Let's do this.
Doing it tomorrow. You want to do it tomorrow? Just keep it rolling.
And we got to try to make
tight ends. Let's do tight ends.
And we got to try to make Greg's head explode.
Let's do tight ends, he said.
Greg likes to do tight ends.
We spit on it first, Greg.
So, there you go, man.
Damn. Love you all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys hopping on here with me. It's always
See
fun.
you at 6 or 6:30. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Who day?
Who day?
Hey.
Who day, baby? Let's go. It's time. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like
Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back of all time.